You got to watch your money, but you got to watch your big money too. We talking about small money, but I mean you got to watch your big money, man, because at the end of the day, I hate when I see stories like this, especially when it's entertainers or athletes, because they're the easiest ones to do. But I would have never thought I'd see Nick Cannon
Yeah.
get done like this because he's one of the innovative, smart black entertainers that is on top of his money. He's an entrepreneur. He went out independently when he was an up and coming movie star and an artist, and he got hit shows, wilding out, all of this. So like he been executive producer and an owner, and to see him get taken to the cleaners. So Nick Cannon's business partner, well not business partner, I'm sorry, business accountant, allegedly embezzled $2 million and fled the country. So he's on the run right now, according to the Department of Justice. And Nick Cannon may not never get that money back, even if this guy gets caught, because he's more than likely going to go to jail. And there's no telling what he done with that money
Yeah.
overseas.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. This kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier with basics of financial literacy. Knowing this stuff at a young age is so important because Nick Cannon was hot at a young age.
Yes.
So by the time he started making money, he wasn't probably even a full adult yet to have went to school and worked regular jobs. Like, no, he was hot as a teenager, right? Making money.
Correct.
But it's like sometimes it seems as though the financial education portion gets skipped to where you do have to lean on an accountant or somebody else to manage your money.
Yeah.
This is suggesting that this man took up to $2 million straight out of an account. I'm not giving anybody full blown access to my account. It's a difference between, again, paying for advice on how I can move versus you literally have the PIN number, you have the logins to my bank accounts, my investment accounts, and you can literally wire the stuff to yourself and take off with it.
Yeah.
There's no reason that somebody should need to have that much access, even if they are handling bills or advising you on how to pay stuff. They shouldn't have to have that much access to where they can just take $2 million and run off. But fortunately for Nick Cannon, $2 million probably can go unnoticed for him.
That's what I was just going to say. You think he's that rich to miss $2 million?
I think he could overlook $2 million.
That's a lot of money. Yeah,
it's a lot to overlook. But again, to some people, that's like if somebody took $2 out your account, you probably would not notice it.
Yeah,
you probably wouldn't notice 20. You probably wouldn't notice 200, bro.
No, you know what? I would. So I was cleaning my apartment. Well, I wasn't cleaning, but you get what I mean. The apartment was getting clean. Let me rephrase that. And like $400 was just found in my Levi's, and I'm like, $400 in
when
cash.
You get the cash out.
Yeah. So, but I'm not at the stage where 50,000 can go missing. Like I would notice that.
Yeah.
But 50,000 to me is like, to Nick Cannon, that might be 5 or 10 million. Like he's up. Like he's been getting money a long time. And then, so he used ATMs to withdraw $1.7 million, and then he spent more than $165,000 on Amazon, and then charged $192,000 on personal travel expenses. So this could have been a situation where Nick Cannon seen the expenses, but thought like, hey, this is business operations. I have a team member. I got 60, 70 employees. So, this was purchased for this. You come to my office, bro, I got equipment everywhere. Like, I don't, if one of my employees would have swiped the employee card and bought something for $500 because we needed it, I wouldn't have looked at that as like side-eyeing that.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think this is a situation where he gave him too much power and access, and he just abused it.
100%.
So where did it say he? Okay, here we go. So authorities believed, I'm not even about to try to pronounce his name, Musoke. Okay, well, I'm going to just say Musoke. Fled to Uganda, where he has dual citizenship. So if convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison for each wire fraud and up to 5 years in tax evasion. The FBI and IRS are handling the case. Again, that's good to arrest him and take him to jail. But when is Nick Cannon going to get his money back?
Right.
And that is the tough situation that you are in as a business owner. And when you start making money, he probably should have paid that extra fee and went to Ernst & Young or one of these accounting firms, it costs more, but the upside is if they steal from you, you can sue them and get that money back because Ernst & Young is not going nowhere. None of these the big three accounting firms and none of these big firms, but it is going to cost more.
And even if those firms had an advisor who did the wrong thing, the firms are going to hold them accountable too.
Correct.
Because the firms don't want, an advisor or anybody affiliated with their organization making them look bad, right? So you got like a double layer of security and protection there.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Ernst & Young is not letting that fly.
But I think that hurts, though. It hurts the small business owner. It hurts the young accountant. It hurts those people because here I am. I'm a small business owner, so I would want other big companies to work with me. But based on my logic, they would say, no, I'm going to work with the major production company because if they screw up, I can sue them or I can get my money back, whatever. And it's like, so it's a double-edged sword. And I think to be successful, you have to be a hypocrite. So I'm admitting I'm a hypocrite, meaning I would not give a small business owner accountant that much access to me, but I do want Fortune 500 companies to give me a shot and to and to work with me. So I don't care. I'm a hypocrite. I know that, but also I think that is the foundation of wisdom is holding two things that compete with each other and understanding. On Wednesday, this makes sense. On Thursday, this makes sense. I think a lot of small business people want to believe that there's one way to do something, and that's just not true. So anybody handling your money, no, they gotta be somebody I can sue. That's just a principle.
That's a fair standard.
That's a principle that I'm going to have and I'm standing on. Now, I want to buy some flowers. Yeah, I'm shopping with the local flower lady. I want to buy, obviously, I'm shopping local here, right? We rock with the Tayon collection. Obviously, this is not a small business, right? Yeah. He's doing his thing, but you get what I mean, right? When somebody's handling your money, you got to have somebody with some credibility and a name behind them. 100%. I think but like you said, it's a difference between somebody have access to your money and advice. So, yeah.